That was for a family of 5, it used to offer about 70 kgs per month. This was reduced.
4 kg కార్డ్ అనే వానికి ఒక కుటుంబానికి 1 మెంబర్ కార్డు 4 kg. ఆ 1 మెంబర్కి 4 kg ఇస్తే 4 kg సరిపోతలేదు అక్కడ. అయితే మ్యాక్సిమంలో 10 నుంచి 15 kg కంపల్సరీ కావాల్సిందే ఒక మనిషికి. రోజు హాఫ్ కేజీ తిన్నా 15 kg కంపల్సరీ కావాల్సిందే. అయితే మేమేమంటామంటే అమ్మ నీ కార్డు మీద 4 kgలు వస్తాయి, 4 kgలు ఇస్తానే అంట. దాంతో కొన్ని గొడవలు అవుతున్నాయి. 2 మెంబర్స్ 8 kg, 2 మెంబర్స్ 8 kg అంటే 8 kgలు ఇద్దరు మేము ఏం తింటారు సార్ అక్కడ? పొద్దు సమానం పనిచేస్తాడు, 8 కిలో బియ్యం సరిపోతాయి ఆ నెల మొత్తంలో, సరిపోనమాట అది. అట్లా కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే మ్యాక్సిమంలో ప్రతి కార్డుకు ఒక 20 kg అనే బియ్యం ఏర్పాటు చేస్తే కానీ మనం అడ్జస్ట్ అవుతుంది సార్.
Due to pressure from the World Bank, the state has totally changed its policies, public distribution system, revamped the public distribution system. Earlier farmer, the card holder, the BPL card holders were getting 25 kgs per family at the rate of 3 rupees. This was hiked up and the price has gone up to 525 and the quantity also has come down. Instead of 25, they are now supplying a maximum of 20 kgs.
I guess one of the things I do enjoy about working at the World Bank is no one argues about the mission. The mission is how to reduce poverty. And there have been some amazing successes in the last 20 years around the world, including here in India, in reducing poverty.
The government of India has very proudly told the whole world recently that poverty in India has reduced from 36% to 26%. Has poverty really reduced, or is it statistical jugglery? Now, the poverty line can be seen in two ways. You can look at the calorie intake, or you can look at the income of a person. If you go by calorie intake, as Professor Patnaik has done, Professor Patnaik in a book, The Republic of Hunger, studying the NSS data, the National Sample Survey data, has found 700 million people consuming less than 2,400 kilocalories per person per day, which is the poverty line fixed in 1979. So 700 million people below the poverty line. Government goes by the cash standard. The cash standard today, according to government and the Planning Commission's latest figures, is 17 rupees per person per day, 1/3 of $1 per day. 17 rupees is not even enough for an employee in my office to come from his home to the office and back by bus. And that is the poverty line which the government relies on. 1/3 the one-day standard, which is the old international poverty line, and 1/6 of the new international poverty line, which is $2 per day. So by artificially reducing the poverty line, the government imagines poor people disappearing all over the country.
The poverty estimates we are being given are absurdly low. If you turn that monthly figure into a daily figure, it's a very simple exercise, anybody can do it. 2004 poverty line, Planning Commission, rural India, 344 rupees. Divide by 30. What do you get? You get less than 11 rupees 50 paisa per day. On 11 rupees 50 paisa per day, the Planning Commission is telling us that somebody in village India is supposed to meet not only the food requirement, but all the non-food requirements. Fuel, clothing, housing, education, transport on 11.5 rupees per day. So the poverty line varies from less than 8 rupees a day to 11.5 rupees, maximum 12 rupees a day. That's what it is. And we are being taken for a ride. These estimators should be asked to go and live only for 1 week in a village. That is my suggestion. Give them, hand them, each of them, 7 times their daily estimate. Give Planning Commission members 80 rupees to live on for 1 week. And tell them, we will give you shelter, we will allow you to keep your clothes, but you have to meet your food costs, your medicine cost, and your transport cost out of this 11.5 rupees maximum per day. I will tell you they'll run away in 1 day because all they will be able to buy is 1 bottle of mineral water, that's all.
రాసిన 20 కిలోల బియ్యం ఇస్తారు సార్. అది 5.5 చొప్పున అవి 20 కిలోలు వేసిపోతుంటి. ఇంకో 20 కిలోలు 30 కిలోలు తీసుకొస్తుంటి, అవి వేసిపోతుంటి. ఇక అవి కూరగాయలంటే అవి అంటే ఇవంటే వీటికే వెళ్ళి వెళ్ళక అట్లా అయింది సంసారం. ఆమె బాగలేక కొంచెం చాలా మందులకైనా చాలా పెట్టి కూడా అందలేము మొన్నటి నెలల మందులు.
PDS functioned perfectly well. Of course, there were minor problems here and there, but for 25 years up to 1991, it functioned, you know. So why did the problem start after 1991? The problem started because when people lost purchasing power, they were unable to access food grains even from the PDS. You had a fall in sales from the PDS, from the fair price shops. From 20 million tons in 1991, it fell to less than 10 million tons in year 2001. Okay? Now, the procurement operations were going on. It is not as though people did not need the food. All right? They needed the food, but they simply did not have the purchasing power. All right? That is why you had the stocks building up. And most of the subsidy was going more and more towards the cost of holding the stocks alone. So what do the liberalizers then turn around and say? They say the PDS is not working. And the cost of holding stocks is too high. The food subsidy is too high. You are responsible for it. So this is the sad thing, that a problem which has been created by neoliberal policies is then turned around and a dismantling of the PDS is being advocated by the people who are responsible for the malfunctioning of the PDS itself.
Ramadas family was relatively well off. Gradually, the family lost their property and land towards paying off debts for buying seeds and fertilizers. This has been the fate of many small farmers under the new economic regime.
ఇవి తింటే బతకగలుగుతావా? మరి కంట్రోల్ బియ్యంతో బతుకుతున్నావా?
నడుము ఇట్లా లేవలే అంగలే పడైపోయినా అనుకున్నా. నడుము మాకు అంత మక్కలు తిండి పెట్టిండు. ఇట్లా చాలా మంది కట్టక నడుము లేవలేక బాధపడ్డారు.
ఇప్పుడు ఆస్తి అంతా ఎందుకు అమ్ముకున్నావమ్మా?
మా ఆయన తండ్రి బాగాలేడు, మా అత్తమ్మ కట్టిన పానం బాడే. ఒక 2 ఏళ్ళ దాకా ఇట్లా కోసపడ్డారు. ఇక బతుకుని పెట్టిన బిడ్డ రాయికద్ద బాగా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఉండేది కాదు ఇక ఎక్కడో వెళ్ళిపోయింది. అది బాధ కాదు బిడ్డ, భూమి మీద లేని బతుకు పెట్టినాను. 13 నెలలు బియ్యం కోసపడ్డా. ఈ బాపరా గారు చాలా ఉన్ననాడు ఇచ్చిండు, లేకుండా బాధ చాలా ఇచ్చి ఇలా తీసుకోమన్నాడు. నా కష్టం చల్లకుండా వెళ్ళది చచ్చిపోతున్నా. 13 నెలలు కోసపడ్డా బియ్యం లేక. కంట్రోల్ లేకున్నా బట్టి రాకుండా ఇంట్లో బియ్యం తీసుకొచ్చుకున్నాడు. దగ్గర తినే బియ్యం కూడా మా ఆడు అడ్డ తీసుకొచ్చుకున్నా, స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నా.
The story of starvation amidst plenty is the same, only characters and the locations change. The stark gap between the rich and the poor in India today is sharper than ever before. It is, however, visible to only those eyes that wish to feel it. The attractions of low-interest car loans and housing loans have no meaning for millions with no stable incomes. For their lives, the greatest challenge is arranging the evening meal. It was in such a scenario that the Supreme Court of India's intervention brought a ray of hope. Many who felt strongly about the state of affairs approached the court, the upholder of the Constitution that believes every Indian to be equal before the law.
When we went to the Supreme Court in 2001, there was a feeling of despair in the people's movement. Nothing can be done. We are a poor country. We can't help it. We have to live with starvation. We have to live with malnourishment. The case in the Supreme Court changed all that. And I must say it was the attitude of Chief Justice Kirpal who set the ball rolling. When government said we had no money to implement the schemes, Chief Justice Kirpal said, I remember this vividly, he said, cut the flab somewhere else. Either you do it or I'll tell you how to do it. Cut the flab somewhere else. And by a series of stunning orders, the Supreme Court reinstated the midday meal scheme. The Supreme Court said that the Anganwadi centers should be doubled from 6 lakh centers to 12 lakh centers. The Supreme Court began an investigation into corruption in the public distribution system and strengthened the system of ration shops. The Supreme Court reinforced the scheme, the Annapurna scheme, where old people get a sack of grain every month. The Supreme Court said pensions to old people should be paid by the 7th of each month. The Supreme Court said that there should be a food for work program and questioned the government and said, what's happened to the right to work in this country? Should you not have a statute? And ultimately, as you know, now we have the Employment Guarantee Act. And the Supreme Court said you must implement the maternity benefit scheme where poor women got 500 rupees for every childbirth. That is what the Supreme Court did. It reinforced the notion that food security for poor people is mandatory in India, and the government cannot say we have no money, we have no funds, we have no resources. It's not acceptable. They must implement the food security scheme in the country.
अभी 1 साल हुआ।
अभी यहाँ कार्ड पे आपको क्या क्या मिलता है?
2000 साल में मिला।
2000। अभी यहाँ कार्ड पे आपको क्या क्या मिला?
कुछ नहीं मिलता है।
राशन तो नहीं देता है, खाली घासलेट देता है बस।
राशन हम लोग आज मिलेगा, कल मिलेगा, बहुत तड़प रहा है, लेकिन मिलता ही नहीं है। 1 तारीख को देगा, 2 तारीख को देगा, 6 तारीख को देगा, अगला महीने में देगा।
कुछ मिलने के लिए कुछ कोशिश किया था?
बहुत कोशिश किया।
क्या क्या किया आपने?
आजाद मैदान में मोर्चे लेके गया, उधर बड़ा ऑफिस का उधर मीटिंग लेके गया। हम लोग पूछेगा तो देगा, ये महीने में देगा, अगला महीने में देगा, ऊपर से आर्डर आना मांगते हैं।
देखो, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो आदेश था कि बेघर लोगों को कार्ड मिलना चाहिए, वो हिसाब से हमने महाराष्ट्र सरकार के पे हम लोग ने ये किया, तो महाराष्ट्र सरकार तो परिपत्रक निकाला, खाली इसकी अमलबजावनी नहीं हुआ। इसलिए हम रेशनिंग पूर्ति समिति से तरफ से हम लोग हाई कोर्ट में, बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट में हम लोग वो केस दाखिल किया। उसके बाद उन्हें 2 अक्टूबर के लिए उन लोग को तुरंत एक कार्ड देना चालू किया। 2 अक्टूबर से आज तक एक कार्ड के ऊपर कुछ अनाज नहीं, कुछ दिया गया नहीं, खाली कार्ड दिए, कोर्ट के आदेश के तरफ से कार्ड दिए, पर उसके ऊपर अनाज है वो अनाज दिया गया नहीं।
First of all, it's very, very difficult for people to get BPL cards. Even when BPL cards are given, the government says, the officers of the government say that, look, we have a quota. We have a quota, for instance, 500 for Bombay. Okay, we have finished our quota. Now any more BPL cards we can't give, because otherwise it will appear as if in Bombay a lot of people are very poor. Okay, so they go by quotas, they don't go by actual poverty. And if you don't go by actual poverty and go by quota, then the people who are actually deserving of getting cheap grain will not be able to get it, because they don't have those cards.
BPL list is very unreliable, that has been established in many places. Many poor people are excluded from the list because the methodology is fundamentally flawed and is also not appropriately applied. So I would be in favor of abolishing this BPL approach and having a universal system based on self-selection, whereby people decide for themselves whether they want to use the PDS.
It's not merely government giving employment, it is also government giving us an economy that gives everybody work and food. Now that's the direction that the Right to Food campaign at the moment is taking.
High Court passes orders after orders after orders, and still children keep on dying. The government every time comes up with some beautiful affidavits, which are some 80 pages and 100 pages as to how they have implemented the orders. But when you talk to people at the ground level, when you talk to NGOs, you realize that not one order has been implemented.
The exhilarating feeling of a full belly still eludes millions. Complexities have increased, as despite having their entitlements clearly spelt out, the benefits that were to follow are nowhere visible in their lives. Nourishing food, essential to assert the right to survival, is being denied. Millions of invisible Indians